You do have a ginormous head. You have a Tweety Bird head.
Da da da.
100%.
La la la. Am I too loud?
Say something.
Say something, 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 something.
No, you're fine.
It's very clear. I think my headphones are up too high.
Okay. Jesus fucking Christ. Are you 1 or 2?
I'm 2.
Do I go down?
No.
Here?
Yep. Just.
Oh, you are. You want to know why?
Because she can't hear.
How's that?
That's much better.
Okay. Because she can't hear.
Okay.
She's like me. I don't think TikTok is legit when it comes to facts. I think they
What?
I think they say things just to scare people.
Come on.
And there was this one where it said, tell me something about it's a new trend that's been going on. Tell me something about your medical profession that no one would believe or something like that.
Okay.
And this girl goes, well, I guess she's a woman. She says, untreated hearing loss leads to dementia. And I went, what? Now I have to Google it and find out if that's true. Did it
say in dogs after that? Because I could believe that.
I didn't. Well, that actually makes better sense. No, I did not look it up yet because I'm afraid. Because I'm like, I don't want hearing aids. But if I need them so that I don't get dementia,
I gotcha.
I'll do it.
So it's not the physical, it's what it does to your mind, the lack of ability to hear.
That's correct.
Interesting.
I know. And I'm like, well, it kind of makes sense.
It could be true.
But it definitely is true.
I mean,
is it true? I mean,
how would you study that though? Like if it's a mental thing, how would you study that? Would you
it's a brain function thing.
I mean, maybe it's one of these things where like
losing
67% of people with dementia also had hearing loss. Or
the problem is that most people who have dementia are elderly, and most people who are elderly suffer from hearing loss.
Yeah, nobody's hearing is as good when you're 50 as it was when you were 5.
If it is, I mean, for me, I started losing my hearing in my late 20s because of all the
concerts,
very loud shows that I went to from 18 until whatever.
I'm the same. Mine was probably more from just wearing these damn
headphones
things forever.
Well, and I have heard that. Well, not rest in peace. Whatever. Rush Limbaugh has died, and he was deaf because of his radio career because of all the headphone stuff. Yeah. So it is something to be concerned about.
Because you just keep turning it up, right?
Turn it up. Yes. So anyway, I wonder if Howard Stern is deaf.
He ain't pretty.
But he's rich and tall, and that's all any woman ever cares about. 100% rich.
Is he richer than Joe Rogan? I bet he's not.
I bet he is.
I bet he's not.
Come on. Stern has been doing this his whole career. Yeah. Joe Rogan got one lucky break.
Yeah, but his lucky break was like probably 5 times what Stern got.
Howard Stern is to Sirius XM that Joe Rogan is to Spotify.
I didn't bring my phone or I would look it up.
How come we aren't any of those things?
I don't know.
We're just as smart and funny and cuter.
Wait, then Howard Stern? Yeah. Am I cuter than Howard Stern?
I think so.
Okay, that's good.
God. I mean, look. Wealth and height are very attractive to a lot of women. I think it's biology.
The wealth part is not biology.
It is absolutely biology.
How is wealth biology?
Because then you're cared for. You are secure.
I'm confused.
What do you mean you're confused?
Not biologically preconditioned to be wealthy.
No. I'm saying the attraction to a partner, a potential mate.
Yeah, mentally
is
got it.
Is security.
I thought you were saying my biology determines whether or not I can be rich or not.
Would you rather
marry
someone who has money and clean food and water, or love a dirty serf?
Both.
No. If I had my options, I'd be going this way.
Well, you didn't pick me for money.
Well, I did not. No, I did not. But you weren't a dirty serf either.
That's nice. I was in between. I would like Alex, what is in between?
Okay. Are you ready to start the show?
I sham.
Okay. What's a sham?
I am. Now fade it and talk while you fade.
Please don't tell me how to live my life.
There you go. Fade.
Stop it. Okay,
That's
fine.
Nice.
Shut up.
Good job. Good job.
Welcome.
See, like it's so sudden that you cut things off.
Well, sometimes the audience just stops.
It just.
Welcome to the Ugly Truth. This is episode 568.
Are you? Wait, your hands are up. Are you sure?
I am sure. Okay. I'm confident it is 568 because I went onto our own Ugly Truth website at uglytruth.com and I saw the very top episode was 567.
Nice.
So here we are at 568 after a brief respite of Easter break and vacation because it was family week last week.
It was family week.
Which is why producer Dub is sitting in this week because we just had a full house for the whole week. Stop groaning like it was horrible.
No, it wasn't horrible. It was great. I was just thinking when you said full house.
Everywhere
after the
look,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There was at least 8 to 9 people overnight.
Everybody stayed the night.
It wasn't just here. It was
except for our fourth daughter, Alyssa, who had to go home and go to work the next day because we partied on a Thursday. Yeah, it was a great week. So thank you for letting us take that break. We didn't get any complaints because I know you miss us so sorely. But I thought it would be better for
Everybody's
you.
a week behind. They don't even know they missed it yet.
That's true. I thought it would be better for you to sit in since it is our daughter, our grandbaby. But obviously she's your daughter from a previous. And so she lives so far away.
I was married before? I don't remember.
Well, if we're playing Bridgerton.
Denial.
So she lives far away, and so she came to visit for the week, which was great because she's got another bun in the oven, and this will be her last visit, I think, for at least a year, is my guess.
I avoided that conversation, by the way.
The baby?
No. Like at the end, where I was like, this is the last time you're going to see us before you have a baby.
Oh, I know. Well, I hope it isn't.
She ain't getting on a plane again.
She can't.
Yeah, she's not. That's what I mean. We'd have to go see her, is my point.
Yes, and I think we will.
Oh, yeah.
I'm fairly certain
it's going to be here before you know it, though.
I know. It's insane.
Numero dos.
It was so cool to have her and her little son come and visit us, baby Hawk.
So
the screeching hawk of the West.
So the story there is,
he's 16 months old now.
Yeah, last visit was about 6-ish months ago.
He was a baby,
and he was not walking yet, although close. He could stand. He could do you could stand on, hold on things and things like that, but he wasn't walking. Mm-hmm. But within a week or two of him getting home, he was walking. So this is the first time where we had to actually prepare to chase.
We had to baby proof everything.
So,
we did a good job, I thought.
Yeah.
We baby gated everything.
We did.
We had little plugs everywhere. It's like, I don't know about you, but it didn't feel parental until they got here. Yeah. And then I started to see babies will show you exactly what you neglected to protect immediately. I've come
up the stairs probably about 10 times since they left. And even though that thing was only there 2 days, I keep expecting the baby gate to be there already. It's almost like preconditioned.
You know what's hilarious is we were not baby gate parents.
We were not.
We did not baby gate anything.
Chased them.
Yeah, we never. But we also had nothing. Yeah, we were poor as church mice. We had nothing to protect.
Well,
we had no glass. We had nothing.
Yeah,
no trinkets.
Yeah.
It was just
no plugs,
couches, TV.
No plug caps,
Nope.
It was every man for himself.
We didn't even have a coffee table for a while.
Which, is the number one source of injuries for children.
You want to know why we didn't have a coffee table? Because you and I had no opportunity to sit and watch a show for 5 minutes.
Not once.
You know how we did it? We sat on our bed with the door locked, watching King of Queens at 10:30 in the evening. That was our respite.
Yeah.
We never got to sit and just watch television. That's hilarious. When you have multiple. We had 4 kids under the age of 10. Man. And so they all came back. She brought her baby. We set up everything. And it was awesome. Yeah. It was really fun. Now, you were weird for 2 days.
Wait,
you were weird.
Before we get to that, we got to explain Baby Hawk.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
well, Baby Hawk.
Yes.
His
new name. So, first of all, he likes being chased.
Oh, yes.
Right. And his dad does a great job with that all the time. Mm-hmm. And so he like if somebody especially me, when I come into, maybe because I'm the tallest one, I don't know, or whatever, but I come into the room, he thinks I'm going to chase him. So he goes, hold on. He goes, like that. Coincidentally,
yes,
we have
a baby
in
hawk.
Our neighborhood, a baby hawk,
which we have discussed on the show.
which has been discussed on the show, who is constantly every morning, every evening, following its mom around going,
screaming. And you're being kind.
Yeah.
Because it's shrill.
It's pretty loud.
And it hits the center of your eardrum.
Yeah.
And when it's a human doing it, a small, tiny human, he hasn't had any testosterone yet, so it's very shrieky.
Is that why? It's so funny.
I don't know. I'm making things up.
It's like,
I should put it on TikTok. I should just say, did you know that small children don't have testosterone, so when they scream, it hits the base of your spinal cord?
Well, if it's on TikTok, it's a
real.
Fact,
it's true.
So.
It's true. Anyway, so yes, so I started calling him Baby Hawk. Yes. And also he has like strawberry blonde hair, so he's like a little red tail. It's hilarious.
Yes.
His mom thought it was great, so no offense was taken. It was funny as hell.
No, it's cute.
Oh, it was so cute. And he was in love with you. Like he was obsessed with you.
Yeah.
And when your dad came to visit, he was looking, he literally double take. He did a double take. He looked at you, looked at him. He looks at him and I look at you. So it went like that. And then he's like, all right, well, he must be a good guy because he looks like my grandpa. So it's fine. And
do you think he was actually saying grandpa?
Yes.
When he was saying caca?
Yes, he was.
Caca.
He was.
So cute.
It was very cute. And that's a sophisticated word.
I will take it.
Yeah, you should. Because he was watching you barbecue. And he would say, gaga. And it seemed very clear that he was, and we always repeat, grandpa, so he knows.
Yeah.
Anyway, with all of that being said, you were weird for the first like 24, 36 hours. And I was concerned that you were mad at me, of course, because I'm a girl and that's immediate. That's the immediate thing.
I do the same thing.
And I'm like, you were so quiet, like so quiet. And I'm like, did something happen? Was there a secret told that I'm not aware of? I mean, immediately I'm like, where's the tea? Where's the gossip? What did Natalie say? What did one of our kids say?
I felt off.
Did I do something to piss him off? You know, because I love her like my own child. There's no doubt in my mind. But I mean, we had a tumultuous childhood because of extenuating circumstances. So you just never know. Yep. And so I'm like, did I say or do anything that was offensive to someone? Did I hurt someone's feelings? And so every day I'm like, are you all right? What's going on with you? I'm like, I'm fine. I'm like, you're not fine. You're not fine.
I know I wasn't fine. I just didn't know what it was.
Do you even know now?
Yeah, I just think I was in a mode. I was in protect dad, make sure everything's okay. Anxious about the relation. I'm always anxious when it's been a while and Natalie comes. Just because she's not, because she's not
here every day.
Right. Yeah. You know, and I think it was just different.
Do you think she was anxious too? Did you sense? You know her better. You know her better than anyone.
Not anywhere near the level that she was the last time she came, because normally when she comes, she doesn't stay at our house.
True. This is the
last
second time.
Was the first time, and it went great.
It did.
So this time she had no
she was
problems.
Comfortable.
I was just worried. I didn't want him to get hurt. I didn't want him to, so I think I just was in overload of making that. I always want the visit to be great, which it of course was.
It was amazing.
And even better after I just relaxed, a day in or whatever.
Much better. Well, it's funny is I didn't know what it was. And you're like, no, I'm just in a different mode. And I said, okay. And you know what? You mentioned something that when Natalie would come to visit, because we did 2 weeks on and 2 weeks off when she was a small child, that it took Natalie like 2 or 3 days to acclimate to a new environment. And I'm sure it was like that when she went to her mom's house. And she did not have to acclimate, but I think you were expecting the acclimate. I have to tell you that it did not take long for me to immediately go back to when our kids were little.
Yeah.
That mind frame, it took no time for me.
With the exception of the fact that when they were little, we did not play beer pong with our kids.
And kick their ass. That was awesome.
That was awesome.
But anyway, with that being said, the baby warmed up to us immediately. He pointed at everything was new. He was like, this is a whole new, so much Disney Plus. We watched so much Encanto and Disney movies.
Yeah, I don't think we watched as much as they watch when he's at home, though.
No, but we were just looking for the songs. He just wanted the songs because he likes to dance, which is amazing. He's perfect. We love it. We bought him a ton of stuff.
We bought stuff before, during, and after.
Yeah, he was great. He charmed everybody. And then Wednesday we did this huge breakfast. And I don't know if you know, and especially if you're younger, you probably do know that toddlers tend to be very finicky eaters. And they don't really like new stuff. They'll try it, they'll hate it, and then 2 times later they'll go, oh no, this is the most amazing thing I've ever had in my mouth ever.
Yeah.
And so we gave him, I kept asking his mom, does he like this? She goes, well, I guess we'll find out. I'm like, what does this child eat when he's not here?
Not these things.
Not these things. But he didn't like anything.
Nope. Including bacon, which I thought for sure.
Which I'm like, now I have to say, Natalie, that's on her.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah.
What child does not know bacon after a year old? He has a full set of teeth. Bacon. Although he could eat, he loved pineapple and blueberries.
He did.
I know you all are so interested in what he liked to eat. I'm sure we'll be editing a lot of this. But anyway, with that being said, it was great. Thursday was full family day.
We don't edit when I'm on the show.
Full family day. All the kids came home with their prospective others.
Oh, on Thursday?
On Thursday night, we were celebrating my son's birthday a little early. We were celebrating Natalie being here because I know more than anything she hates it when she misses family dinners because we do them once a month. And so
she even called when we had the Sunday Easter dinner.
She does call when she knows we're having family dinner, and I love that. Yeah. I love it. And so we had everybody. I don't know what happened, but we went from having a dinner and suddenly it had completely broken down into several bottles of champagne, and now we're drinking beer pong, shooting Mike's Hard Lemonade. Ugh. Our children were just shooting rum.
Terrible.
It was amazing. You were making old fashions for people.
I was.
I mean, it was insane. It was great. It was
great.
Loud. It was amazing.
By the way, I blame the beer pong part on Malia.
Our daughter?
Oh yeah,
our youngest?
That was her and her boyfriend that are like, hey, let's do this. And he knew all the rules.
Oh, that's right. And then our other daughter's boyfriend started, I can't believe I let it happen. And you know
let
what?
him write on the chalkboard.
This is how I know that I had some champagne and I felt good. You're like, hey, they want to write on the chalkboard. The virgin chalkboard.
Yeah, so we have this amazing...
They know about the chalkboard.
Well, not everybody listens to every episode. So I'm going to say it again.
You know what?
You can
take that tone and you can take it down.
You can take it down.
And you can back the fuck up. How about that?
Anyway, so this chalkboard.
I have this beautiful chalkboard that I don't write on.
Yes, and I have never written on it. I told them no, and then you said yes, and now it's ruined.
And the reason I did is because Malia purchased some glitter chalk, and it was so pretty. And so we opened it together. We selected a very beautiful pink.
It was like opening a kid's version of a Jeffree Star palette.
And we opened it, and it was the most beautiful shade of pink and with glitter. And so I let her pick it out, and we went, and he wrote the rules of beer pong. I have never played beer pong, nor do I care to, really.
I didn't know any of those rules. I knew all I knew was make in cup drink.
Kenzie.
There was a lot more to that.
Our middle daughter knows far too much about the strategy of winning beer pong.
Like, I didn't know you could swat it away.
I had no idea. I didn't know
you could ask for a re-rack.
A gentleman's whatever.
An automatic gentleman's rack.
What
where
the
you
hell?
Line them up straight like a tie, and then
Did we beer pong in college? Was there beer pong in college? Or was it just chug, chug, chug? I think we were the chug age, were we not?
Yeah, I think, like, when I lived in the dorms, we didn't need games as an excuse. We just drank, so...
Yeah.
But, obviously I had played beer pong, but it's like, I was like, there was some very specific rules. I made one up where if you throw it off the other guy's forehead and it goes in, the game's over.
Did that ever happen?
I tried it one time with Ken. It didn't work.
Yeah.
It's hard to throw a ping pong ball hard enough to get a guy's forehead.
Not to mention someone allowing him to be hit in the head.
Oh, and then keep your elbows behind the thing.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't even matter what the rules are because we beat our children and that's all that matters. And they were mad. It literally ended the party.
Yeah.
When the adults won.
Yep.
I don't care. It was late. I was ready to be done.
I thought they were gonna tap out each other just to see if anybody else could help, but nope.
No, they wanted to do it. They were like, we got this. And Tyler, thinking he's Michael Jordan all night. God, the most intellectual, cerebral beer pong player on the planet.
And then he would.
You ever have one of those people who they take way too long?
Oh my God.
Because they're trying to formulate a plan, and everybody's just like, "Would you just freaking?" Really, if this was any other competition, he would have been penalized.
Yeah. Well, what was funny was that he's watching or has been watching the Last Dance or the documentary on the Bulls. So he's like hyper into that. But the other part that actually made me laugh is that he felt like if he did like a sneak attack kind of thing, that it would work better. So he had the ball, and he'd be like, you just got to do this. You just got to don't pay attention, and he would miss every time. He made a couple, but it was really fun. Like he had to psych himself out. Like it's no big deal,
I have to tell you, I didn't expect to be able to play well, but Kenzie and I just dominated. Yeah, you two are terrible. We dominated.
Well,
Kenzie's like, you beat me, Mom. I'm like, I know.
Well, I made 2, but you got most of the cups because you snuck a bounce in there, which was the other thing.
You got to do it really close to the cup so they can't swat it.
If you bounce it in, they have to take 2 cups away, and that's how we got ahead. And
I'm pretty sure people know how beer pong works, but anyway, it was great.
Well, if you don't, now you know.
I certainly didn't, and just typical. We're partying like that, and there's a small child sleeping in the back room.
Actually, it's funny you say that because obviously we've not partied a ton with Paula outside of UFCs and things like that. Sure. I always think after that night and how I was thinking he slept through all of it.
All of it.
But
it was loud.
What was funny is that I always remember that had to be Ryan's first birthday, right? Or was it Olivia's?
It was Ryan's first birthday.
Ryan's first birthday was like a family Thanksgiving or something like that. It was
Thanksgiving / Ryan's
first birthday. And we all got
hammered.
Now, we like to say we got hammered because it was Thanksgiving.
Oh, no.
But it's much more entertaining
We were doing shots of Crown.
It was his first birthday party.
We were doing shots of Crown in the kitchen and then ultimately ended up in a cake fight.
Oh, God.
And I do remember that Victor took his son home and then, as a responsible parent should, so that we could party.
Yeah.
And then you and your brother drove my sister home. I'm fairly certain she slept in the back of a truck.
She passed out in the back
and was carried to the front door.
And we carried her to the front door. Victor goes, "Thank you."
Yeah. She should have just stayed. But she wanted to get home to be with
That was a long time ago, man.
Baby. Oh, my God.
How old is he now?
He's 17.
Jeez.
So it was 16 years ago.
Yeah, jeez.
Anyway, with all that being said, it was an amazing week. Everybody packed up and went home on Friday. Everybody did. And because the house was full of children, which was amazing.
It was great.
And then everybody left. And I had this amazing burst of energy. So we because we had beds everywhere in different rooms. And so we kind of put everything back to where it belonged, cleaned some stuff. And then, when I looked it took 2 days to get all the dishes from that party put away. Like, I think we have our last load done now, finally. The floor is filthy because we were partying with booze and everything like that. And then I'd say about, 2:00 that afternoon, I said, I can't do one more thing. I can't do one more thing.
Right.
You came home from taking your daughter to her mom's house for the day. And I said, I think I'm hungry, but I don't know, because when we had made dinner the night before, we had so many people in our house. We didn't make enough for you and I to eat.
We had a giant, quote unquote, giant pasta feed. And by the time you and I got to the thing,
it was like a wedding.
There was no pasta.
It's like the bride and the groom got nothing.
And those bitches and assholes didn't eat all their pasta. When we cleared all the dishes, I would say pasta. 4 of them had full at least bowls. Half to full bowls full of pasta.
Some things never change. They're just our kids eating like
they're
birds.
Starving. No, I was not.
So I'm like, I'm really hungry. And you're like, me too. And I'm like, what do you want? And he's like, and you are like, what do you want? I'm like, McDonald's. And you're like, okay, be right back. And I regretted every bite, but I didn't care. And then got Chinese food that evening. Like, what? Done and done.
Yes.
No more of that. But with that being said, it was an amazing weekend. We wore them out.
Yep.
But now we're empty again.
I mean, empty.
Like, no one's home. It's just me and you.
And the cats and dogs.
And the cats watching us record this episode. And I was thinking about it because you and I know we've been talking about it for a while, but we are compiling a podcast.
Yes. Very excited.
It's going to be about being an empty nester, Gen X empty nesters, and all of the activities that you actually can do once you don't have kids in the house. And I don't mean college kids, because college kids always come home.
Yep.
I mean when they're out.
Yep.
We are inches away from being completely empty. Yep. Our daughter is graduating in June, and she plans on moving out in June or July. We'll see.
Yeah.
But seriously, by sometime this year, you and I will have this house to ourselves.
I know.
Completely. And so we're so excited.
Yeah.
And so we're listing all of these things that we want to do that we can't do because we have kids or whatever. And I know there are others like us who are around our age. We're pretty young to have adults out of the house. I know a lot of people our age who still have little ones at home. And when I mean little, like teenagers or whatever.
Yeah, but still, I mean.
Something to look forward to.
Yeah.
And I remember reading a long time ago, empty nesting syndrome that moms would get where they just, and I think it's a real thing where you get despondent in a sense where you're like, I don't even know what my role is anymore because all I was a mom. And even if you work outside of the home or whatever, once your kids are out, suddenly your routine is completely different. And you're like, what do I do? I went through that for a minute when Malia, our baby, told us she was moving out. I got despondent. Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do now? Like, what am I supposed to do? This is so crazy. I didn't think that would be me because I'm so excited about what we're going to do when everybody leaves. But suddenly I'm like, wait a minute. I'm not going to be a mother anymore. I mean, you're always a mom.
So that's
but it's different.
Right. But still, you talk to almost every one of them. We talk to almost every one of them almost every day. Every day. In fact, except for the routine calls, like Natalie FaceTiming me or Kenzie calling you on the way back from school in Napa or whatever. Those are kind of routine calls. But like even yesterday, Kenzie called out of the blue at a time where I wasn't, and called me. And I'm like,
she must be in trouble or need money.
What's wrong with the fucking car? What now?
But
anyway,
that's okay because it's just a different kind of parenting. But
it is.
But our days are quickly becoming available for stuff.
Yeah.
Which
we have to do, by the way, because yesterday we sat there.
We're tired
and TikToked next to each other for a solid 2 hours.
We're tired. We're in recovery mode, man.
And 2 hours in, I got up and my battery. The only reason I even got up is because my battery was dying.
You're like, well, we have to stop doing this because my phone's dying.
My phone's dying.
Well, so I was thinking about just off the top of my head, some of the things that I have been enjoying when we do have weekends, usually where we literally have no parental anything.
Yeah,
nobody's in the house. We're on our own. Some of the things that I genuinely love about being empty nesters that are small, dumb things.
Okay.
I don't mean going to Hawaii on a moment's notice. I mean stupid shit.
If we ever get an auto dog feeder, it's on like Donkey Kong.
Our world will change. Number one.
Uh-oh.
I love eating on the couch. It's stupid, but I love it.
Versus at a table.
Because when I was a kid, there was no such thing as eating on the couch. No. You just didn't do it. You could have popcorn, but you had to sit on the floor to eat popcorn. I couldn't even eat popcorn sitting on a piece of furniture. I had to sit on the floor with a sheet and a bowl of popcorn. And the main bowl of popcorn was on the kitchen table.
How do you eat popcorn?
And you have it in a little bowl and you sit on the floor.
Is that why you do that?
What?
Like you do little bowls of popcorn out of the big... I did not know that.
Because
you've always done that.
Well, first of all, I grew up with 100 siblings.
So you had to get your share when you could get your share.
Everybody had to have their equal share, because if somebody, God forbid, someone put their big mitt in the bowl, half of us would be like, I'm not eating that now. That's disgusting.
Whatever.
So my mom was like, fine, everybody get their bowl, shut the fuck up, watch your movie, and be done with it. So eating on the couch is great. It's so stupid.
No, it's good.
But I love it because when you have children, if you're responsible, you all sit at the table together. You teach them manners. You teach them how to eat with a fork. You teach them how to cut with a knife.
Yeah.
How to have manners, how to ask for things, like the whole thing. And then when they're gone and they've successfully passed the etiquette part of it, I can sit on the couch because I already know all that stuff.
Yeah.
And enjoy my Chinese food in peace. It's wonderful.
It's awesome.
It's the number one thing that I like about being an adult with no kids at home. It's so funny.
Yeah.
I don't care though. I'm like, I know I'm not supposed to do this, but says who?
Yeah.
I've earned it, right?
Right.
I know how to be appropriate at a table.
Of course.
I don't embarrass anyone. I know how to wipe my mouth with a napkin. A napkin. What about you? Is there anything? I have a couple other ones that I love.
Keep going.
I love that I can play video games and not be bothered for 2 or 3 hours at a whack.
Yeah.
I love that. And I know I'm old and I have no business. Generally speaking, women my age should not be playing video games. Fuck that.
Fuck that.
I freaking love it. The only thing I will not play Call of Duty. I can't do it. I've tried it. You've tried to show me how to play it.
I can't play WoW, so it's
World of Warcraft. It's you and I have very different tastes as far as what we like about gaming. I love the freedom of being able to do whatever I want.
Yeah.
I don't like this. I don't like what you play.
I will say that
I just love that I'm uninterrupted. I can literally sit and play something for 3 hours and no one's going, Mom, I'm hungry. Mom, when's dinner? Mom.
That's true. I mean, not. It does happen,
I need you to
though.
sign this.
It does happen still. Like, there are days where you raid and suddenly Kenzie shows up, or Tyler calls, or
I have been playing. I have been raiding with 15 other adults from all over the country, raiding, and all 3 of my kids will show up and be like, "What are you doing? Oh, World of Warcraft. That's cool. You still play that?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm trying to play right now." One time, I left my mic on, and somebody goes, "Is someone on the phone?" And I'm like, "Always."
Whoops.
Always. I love that we can game. I love it.
Yeah. No, I dig it too. I think that just that idea that you can just pull up, or I would say the same thing for me, gaming, but also sports, like that ability to. Because we didn't control the TV for the first 15 plus years at all.
No.
Right. So that ability to just go and watch whatever I want.
Yeah.
And not have to go to the room to do it or whatever.
And these aren't really complaints. It's just what you do when you're a parent.
Well,
you know?
and I think that those are the basics that well, trust me, by the way, these will not be our episodes.
No.
we won't just sit here and talk about the little things
stuff we get to do.
Right.
No, we're going to talk about the stuff that we're going to do.
Yeah,
it's going to be amazing.
Yeah. So, and also just officially, we've been talking about it for a while, so you've probably heard about it, but Room for Activities. We've got it on social. We're getting it all set up. We're planning out the episodes now. It will not be this show. It'll be different. It'll be a seasonality, topical by the season and things like that. So I think that there's a lot of opportunities for us to kind of expand on the podcast space for us, and it's going to be fun.
Sex is better.
Oh, well, how is that not number one?
Because I don't know.
Is it a tie, at least with eating at the couch?
No. But sex is better. I still can't have sex with the door open, though. I don't know if I'll ever be able to do that.
Yeah.
You just never know.
That's my one then.
Plus, I don't want some stupid cat walking in.
No, yeah, for sure.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up? Hey.
That would be weird.
Can I lay at the end of the bed while you guys do this?
Ew. I don't like that.
So I have one now then.
Okay, what?
I like being able to walk around my house and not worry about being dressed all the time.
I don't think there will ever be a time when I will be able to walk around my home naked or...
No,
I don't know how people do that.
It might be simple, like just walking around, just throwing, shorts on or something and not worrying about it or whatever. So I don't hate that.
These are all very food oriented, I've noticed. But the 2 food ones that I have so far is one, if we want to go have sushi at 10 o'clock at night, we can.
We can.
Because there's a sushi place that's open till midnight.
Sure,
we can just go, you want to go get sushi and a beer? Yes. And we can pretend we live in a place that's where everything's open past 9 p.m. Because where we live, everything shuts down. And it's like, God, how hard is it? And then the other thing, and this is a big thing because it triggers me even from my own childhood, is that the snacks that I buy for myself are always there because someone didn't get into them before I forgot I even had them.
Yeah.
So, but the only thing that sucks is I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot I bought those. And then they go stale or I just never eat them because there's no one to dig into the box and leave me 2 of the 20 that used to be there because the kids just have no control.
Solid. It's a good list. It's a good list.
It's the small things.
It really is.
It's the little things in life. I can't help it. Okay, so really quick before we're going to do some ugly and awkward moments, but really quick, we completed season 2 of Bridgerton last night.
We did.
I can't believe that you wanted to watch that with me.
I enjoed it. I kind of liked the last season a little. Like it was entertaining.
Absolutely
it's well written. I don't think it's like. It's not that it's not predictable or anything like that. It's just a well done show. I thought, and I actually. The first episode of this season kind of dragged for me, and so I wasn't sure. But when I stuck with it and we got into the second and third episodes, I was all in.
Yeah.
So it was fun watching the last 2.
I have a theory as to why you and then ultimately me why we liked this season better. One, only once in a while would I get this weird tinge of this is very Harlequin romancy.
Yeah.
Every once in a while there would be a shot that reminded me of the cover of a Harlequin romance novel. Right. And Harlequin, those are old school. Our parents read those. Sure. Our moms, I guess. My mom never did, but I know.
What was the name of that guy that was like the model for like?
Oh yeah, it's not Rambo.
No, it was
Tito.
Like, I don't know,
Tonto,
but it was I don't know, but it was the blonde, long hair.
Fabio. Yes, he was like
the guy that they did all the drawings on. Yeah,
yeah, they used him as a model. Fabio. Yeah. God. Anyway, he's like if a lion was a person.
Right.
That's what he looked like.
Right.
Anyway, so what I think ultimately it didn't really come to fruition for me until halfway through, where she was a firstborn. The main love. Topic.
Both. Yeah, both.
They were both firstborns who were very beholden to their family and the responsibilities of being the oldest in the family. And you and I are both firstborn. Mm-hmm. And I feel like we both carry a lot of responsibility when it comes to our families.
Yep.
And I think that's why I related to it. Except that I was never willing to sacrifice my own happiness for the sake of the family.
Sure.
I don't think so anyway. I mean, especially when it would come to love or partnership.
I think you make sacrifices, but they're not like forever. Like the tradition would have been there, like marrying somebody you don't love. Well, because you got to do it. Or
what I loved is what I related to specifically with the male main character of the Bridgertons is that he tried so hard to toe the party line for his family, right? And then ultimately didn't. And I really related to that. Well, I just really related it to it because it's really easy to just toe the party line of what you know, family tradition, which ultimately generational trauma. Mm-hmm. If you're going to carry the generational trauma along, you can. But he stopped it.
Yeah,
he stopped it, and so did she. And they were a perfect match. And it reminds me of me and you.
Oh, that's
because they were true love. Because he literally could not help himself.
That was me. Yeah.
Like he's like, I cannot stop thinking about you. This is so insane.
And she said what you have said to me with more less proper English, which is, you vex me.
Daily.
Daily.
I
would say I have the one complaint I have is very guy.
No boobs. Not enough boobs.
I mean, Jesus Christ. Don't say sex and nudity as your warning of every episode.
And show me half a nip.
And show me nothing until episode 7. And because I think the last season, what got everybody to wake up was there was hot sex early.
And we saw penis.
Like early in that, right?
Yeah.
This one, nothing. I mean, there was, I would say, one decently hot sex scene in episode 7 of 8.
It was very,
but they said in the warning thing, like sex, nudity, blah, blah, blah.
It was boob.
Whatever.
And not even like good boob.
Way too much butt cheek.
A lot of male butt. A lot of tiny boob.
Actually, you know what?
Which is
You're
fine.
right.
Boobs
You're
are
right.
boobs.
You're right. There was some, but not sex. There was nudity.
Right.
Because of the one brother was in an art class and they're constantly painting naked people. And so like there's nothing else to paint. I'm watching this going, well, every time you guys can't.
This is all we paint, guys.
You can't put a pot of fucking flowers or a bowl of fruit and paint that.
We're doing naked.
God
That's
damn.
it. And we're going to drink while we do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, what's funny is they kept saying there was sexual violence. I'm all sexual violence. And so I'm like, well, maybe they're going to rape the model. No. She was fine. She's just drinking her wine, chilling.
Apparently going down on someone is sexual violence.
Well, maybe. Depends.
Because that was the only thing that looked like sexual violence to me.
It is not a violent act. It was not a violent act.
It was not.
Anyway, so Bridgerton season 2, I have to say, liked it better than the first one.
Same.
I really liked some.
I probably didn't watch it as intently, season 1 as intently as I did season 2.
Yeah.
But I saw enough of it. Yeah.
I just thought it was a little more, I don't know. I just liked it better. And I don't know why. I just did. I didn't miss the nudity or the sex personally. But I know you would. Well, some people watch it for that.
Yeah. Well, that's why it got on the map.
I mean, I'm looking forward to, I'm not because I won't, but I'm sure there's Bridgerton porn out there. I'm sure there's Bridgerton porn.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm gonna have to Google it because I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is like what you wanted Bridgerton.
Shonda porn.
What you wanted Bridgerton to be. Pornhub Bridgerton.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there is. All right. With that being said, we're going to do some Ugly and awkward moments of the week. It's not really, but okay. So I don't have to fade this one.
Yeah, fade it. Fade it. Don't cut it.
Why?
It sounds terrible.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Fade and start talking like this. There you go.
You know what?
I'm running the board next time.
Hey, Mr. DJ, sing
that's
me
exactly
a
right.
song.
That's exactly right.
Whatever.
We have a board for a reason. What are you doing?
I'm reading the Ugly and awkward moments of the week.
All right, let's do it.
These are the names.
Oh, okay.
And I relate to it.
And Uglies are where they're stories of other people. Got it.
These are stories that have been scoured through the internet.
You spent a whole 8 minutes looking for them.
I spent a long time curating these stories. Just like I curate my TikToks on Instagram.
TikTok.
Here's the first one. My neighbor of about 15 years, who we've called Dave all along, came out and said that his name is Greg. My husband refuses to believe it.
We did that. I did that.
I thought our neighbor's name was Nick.
We called him Nick
for like 7 years.
I thought, well, we didn't talk a lot, but
we called him Nick.
And he goes, you know, my name's Neil.
And do you know that it was 8 years before I knew his wife's name?
What is it?
It's Elizabeth, I think.
Yeah, no, I think that's right.
I'm pretty sure.
And the other ones are?
Pat and Carol.
No.
Oh.
So close.
God, I'm glad my life doesn't depend on it. Because I don't know. I know it's Carol.
Yeah, Carol is correct.
Is it Terry?
It is Terry.
Oh, God,
good job, honey.
8 years later. Thank God I don't write cards. Because that would be horrible.
Merry Christmas, neighbors.
This one's really
nameless
funny.
Neighbors.
I once dated a guy named Dave, and we went to a restaurant. Our server was someone I'd hung out with through mutual friends, but I completely blanked on his name. When I went to introduce them, I told the server, "This is Dave." And then they waited for me to finish the introduction, but I couldn't. So it was just horrible. Awkward silence. On my way out, I remembered our server's name. It was Dave.
Is this the Dave curation theme?
It was also Dave.
These are Dave Ugly and awkward moments?
No, the other guy's name was Greg.
Yeah, but they thought it was Dave.
Yeah.
So that's 2 stories with Dave.
Very good.
Is this the theme or is that coincidental?
It was the theme. Thanks for beating it into the ground.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right.
Well, I mean, you said Dave 47 times.
You see what I have to live with, everyone? See what this is?
Wait, there's not another one?
There's only 2.
I need you to look up another Dave story.
You look up a Dave story.
I feel like there should be 3 things. Always 3.
Okay, so that's critical information that I could have known about yesterday.
Yesterday.
Oh my God. Let's just go back to what your grandson likes to eat. How about if we just do that?
Blueberries and pineapple.
Go back to blueberries, pineapple, and the occasional strawberry.
He does have breakthroughs when he comes here, apparently.
Well, you know what? When you're a new parent,
yeah,
it's a lot. You're learning as you go.
Sure.
So when she comes here with him, we're like, oh, well, what about this or what about that? He started feeding himself with a fork for the first time because I think what you do is you kind of forget that they're constantly learning daily.
Yeah.
So when he comes here and I gave him a fork and he literally started picking it up as if he'd been eating with forks all along. And she's like, she started crying.
I know.
She started crying. She's like, I can't believe it. She literally FaceTimed her husband and she's like, watch our son.
Yeah.
Eat with a fork. Because it never occurred to them because that's how it is when you're a new parent. That's why it's so important to have good family around that can give you those skills, even if it's just on FaceTime or whatever.
Well, and you know, I get it. Like,
oh God, it's overwhelming.
It's exhausting to make every single thing a learning moment for them. So I get it.
Yes.
And a lot of times you're just like, I just had a long ass day. I just want you to eat. Go, go, go.
Eat with your hands. I don't care.
Whatever.
But it is
snack,
cool.
do whatever.
But when there are relaxing meal times and you can just sit and watch them. Yeah.
But really it was, cool. Anyway, it was really fun.
It was great because it was the one night we're all eating dinner and it was just the 4 of us and we were all eating dinner and he was just screaming like a banshee and all 3 of us turned to him and went, no.
You went.
Because it's like indoor voices, please. No. And she's like, and he was stunned.
He was.
And he started screaming like a crazy person. Then he threw a full on tantrum and you took him out. Yeah. And Natalie's like, it's weird when someone else yells at you, isn't it, son? And I'm like, we didn't yell at him. She goes, no, you didn't yell. I'm like, thank God. I mean, and it sucked because I kept calling you dad. Yeah. I kept saying, well, Dad'll do it. And I'm like, no, Grandpa. I couldn't remember. And then...
Are you getting used to Grandma yet?
No. No, I don't feel like one. So it's hard.
Yeah.
But, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out one day when I let my... Well, I don't have gray hair, but if I ever get gray hair, if I ever let it show.
I have enough for both of us.
That's true.
It's fine.
When I get my first wrinkle, maybe I'll...
You're so sexy.
Shut up. No one wants to hear that on you.
Sorry.
Anyway, it was great.
Sorry.
I'm not sorry, Lois. I'm not sorry. God. Anyway, all right. Well, that's the show. Oh, and finally, happy birthday to our son.
Oh, my God.
Tyler.
3-0.
Dirty 30s. Here you come.
Wow.
I was a
30.
child. I was legitimately small.
30.
I was a young lady when I had him. I want it to be known.
You weren't a teenager, though.
Barely.
Yeah.
Barely legal.
Well, you were barely legal.
If I was in a...
How old were you? 20?
Yes.
See? It's not teenage mom, 16.
And don't do the math, everyone. Don't do the math.
Don't do the... You were 19.
Don't do the math.
You were 32.
Let's just put it this way. I had my first beer after I had a child. That's how young I was.
Wow.
And nowadays, that would be like almost a crime.
And you know what?
Can you imagine?
Although we did have that conversation too about, in fact, we were watching, what's the other show we like? Oh, Young Sheldon.
Yeah.
So we're watching Young Sheldon, and then Young Sheldon right now, he's a 17-year-old that gets a 29-year-old pregnant.
That's crazy. That's insane.
It's stupid. Well, she didn't know he was 17.
That's just insane.
Anyway, bottom line is we both looked at each other when he finds out in the show, and we said, we actually got pretty lucky.
Well, I mean,
with 4 kids, and all of them made it well into adulthood before there's any children.
I just am very grateful that they did not choose that path at a super young age, because it changes everything. Kids are great. But if you're under 25 and you're not ready for that, and it just happens, you're surprised with a pregnancy and you choose to follow through with it, it changes your life.
It's so funny because in the moment, like, yes.
And I'm just saying, give yourself some options before you go down that route. And for us, we were so big on establishing themselves financially in education before they started a family. I don't care if they have a million kids. Well, I would care actually. But if they do choose to have kids, then, and that's the other thing, I don't care if they have children. Yeah. Like I'll be obviously glad.
Let them do them.
I want them to make that decision.
We're not those grandparents people.
When am I going to be a grandparent? No. It's like, unless I'm planning on raising these children and paying for them, I'm not forcing a family down anyone's throat. That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. Although the thought that's weird is, you think back and you go, yeah, we were both young. You were definitely young when you had Tyler and things like that. And you're like, but, we did great. And, look where we're at now. Look where they're at now. And then I think, wait a minute. Leah's literally almost 2 years older than you were when you had Tyler. Yep. You were fucking young.
I know. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
20 doesn't feel young when you think of like teen moms on TV, and then you you're
looking at a girl in our house who's 2 years older than I was when I had my first child, and she still collects Funkos. Yeah. Her biggest thing is palettes and makeup, and
right? Crazy.
That's not
school I'm
very different. So high five. We got him through. Woo-hoo. Without any kind of scare or having to take anybody for a ride. So that was great. Yeah. Score 1 for us. Yay. All right. Well, that's the show. If you've made it through this far in a producer dub episode, congratulations.
Most people don't make it. Like, if you're going to leave, you're going to leave.
You've left already. It's gone. You're not listening to this.
Did we even say ugh?
I did.
Okay, I didn't. Sorry. Ugh. Well, usually the ugh from me is your signal to stop and just go to the next episode or listen to one from previous. So it's like your indication. And I forgot. Sorry if you're just now realizing it. I'm on the show today.
I did say all of those things. You just were so intent on screaming at me about not fading out the music that you didn't hear any of it. You didn't hear any of it.
Your board work needs work.
I'm not going to edit anything. Fine. People will just be bored about the blueberries. Whatever.
As long as you're pretty.
It's true. Very true.
All right,
everyone. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.
Bye.